Do you believe that you can be in two places at one time, standing firmly in your world, and yet your foot is in the unseen world of the paranormal? Have you ever walked into a building and found yourself exceedingly uncomfortable while you're there? Have you ever heard noises or voices, knowing that there's no one else there? Or taken a photograph and had strange objects appear in it that you knew weren't there? This is the world of the paranormal. And yes, millions of people have experienced it. As they were standing in their world, the paranormal world reached out and touched them. We explore the paranormal world, looking for answers to questions that have been plaguing the world since its very beginning. We hope to be able to give some of those answers to you. Let me introduce you to our team. This is Scott. He's a lead investigator. He's also a sensitive. This is James, an investigator and our chronicler, taking care of all the notes and the information that we gather from our investigations. This is Bob. He's our tech. He takes care of all of our high gear equipment, things that allow us to be able to record sound and night vision cameras. This is my lead sensitive, Rachel. She's very good. She's able to pick up on things that many others aren't. This is Andy and Patrick. They're the new kids on the block. They're investigators in training, but they have some very home skills that are helping us out. And I am Dr. Louis Demir of the East Coast Society of Paranormal Encounters, and we are here to try to answer some of the questions that you've been asking. Please watch the following video and decide for yourself. Hello, my friends, and welcome. This is Dr. Lou of the East Coast Society of Paranormal Encounters, and we welcome you to a new presentation of Parrellel Worlds. Previously on Parrellel Worlds was an investigation to the Abbott's Mill in Milford, Delaware. This time we visit northern Newcastle County and Rockwood Park to the Rockwood Mansion. The original mansion was built in 1855 by Joseph Shipley, and when Mr. Shipley and his sisters passed away, they left it to the relatives of theirs by the name of the Bringhursts. The Bringhursts moved in the 1890s, and the last one moved out in 1965 when she passed away at the age of 100. We believe that the Bringhursts are still in the mansion. There is much paranormal activity and ghostly events that have happened there over the last 3 years that I have been investigating it. We also run normal tours out of the mansion for the county. And in those periods of time in the last 3 years of tours and investigations, we have accumulated a great deal of evidence. A lot of that photographic, as well as video, and as well as information given to us by psychics and sensitives. So we're willing to pass that information on to you in the form of this video for you to make a decision on what you think. Is there a parallel world? Can you cross over into it? Can someone actually reach out and touch you? Join us as we do our investigation into the Rockwood Mansion at Rockwood Park.
Hi, I'm Philip Nord. I'm the director of the Rockwood Mansion, and we have been doing paranormal investigations for almost 2 years now, and we have had over 1,000 people come on our tours. I'd like to tell you a little bit about my first experience here. It was in the evening. We were doing something about 8:30 at night, and I went up to my office, and I clicked on the light, and this cloud, this wet, cold cloud came right at me, hit me in the face, and startled the bejeebies out of me. And I really was trying to figure out, this can't be happening. I had heard and read about experiences people have had that have come here years back. People have worked here and lived here, and some of the psychics that have visited us. But I never really thought much about it until I had my own experience. And after this cloud hit me, I was trying to find out if there was a logical explanation for this. And I looked out to the window and was trying to figure out if maybe a car lights had flashed in the window and reflected on my glasses. Couldn't figure it out. But I went downstairs, and a couple of the ladies in the butler's pantry looked at me and said, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Yeah, I think so." And I said, "Why do you ask?" And they said, "Well, you are white as a sheet. You saw a ghost, didn't you?" And I'm not sure if it was a ghost, but it certainly sparked my interest in doing this.
As we begin to build our case for paranormal activity at Rockwood, we told you that you would be seeing some photographs and that you would see some video evidence, as well as hearing from sensitives and psychics. So let us start with our photographic evidence. The first photograph that you're going to see is a picture taken outside of Rockwood during the Christmas celebration 2 years ago. This photograph was taken on the grounds. It was not a foggy night. It was actually a fairly decent night. The weather was not that bad. It was clear. The weather was cool. The photograph was taken with a digital camera, and you can see a mist. Left-hand side, upper part of the tree, right-hand side, upper part of the tree, and then wrapping around away from the tree, another form of mist with almost what looks like a face or a mask almost that you can see in that mist. We have no reasonable explanation for this picture. Could it be a case for paranormal activity? Our second photograph that we give to you in evidence is taken inside the house itself. When you come down from the second story of the new addition of the building that was built back in 1913, you'll find that there is a box window about halfway down, a story and a half high. Inside this box window sits a beautiful china doll. Many people have taken photographs of the window and had many strange reflections come off of it. Sometimes you see the doll, sometimes you see something else. In this case, we happen to see a face, what looks like to be a man with a mustache. That particular individual does have a great likeness to Edward Bringhurst III. There are several photographs of him at that age in the house that could easily be mistaken for that face. Is it a case for the paranormal, or is it something else? I believe now it's time for us to move on to our video evidence. We've had different videos over a period of time. The video clip that you're going to see was taken about 4 months ago as we were having an investigation. It is in the second bedroom upstairs, which was known to be Mary Bringhurst's bedroom. Mary is very active. She is not always happy to have people in her room.
On several occasions on the ghost hunt here, I've witnessed Mary in this bedroom. First time I saw her, she was not at all happy with so many people in her bedroom. Several other times I've actually seen her looking over the banister, watching the group as we tour the house as well. Mary is present up here many times, and at the moment she's not, though. A couple weeks ago when I was down in the basement, I encountered a person. His name is Joe, but he goes by the nickname of Smitty. He actually worked on the property. I'm not sure of the time frame, but I want to say early 1900s. He made it a point never to go into the main house, simply did work down in the basement and in the outside, and I believe his last name is Washington. So Joe Washington, nicknamed Smitty.
Thank you, my friends. This is Dr. Lou of the East Coast Society of Paranormal Encounters, and we thank you for spending time with us here on another episode of Parallel Worlds. Continue to come and watch us as we bring you more and more information on paranormal activity in Delaware, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. We thank you again, and until we have an opportunity to speak to you again, be safe. Is there a case for paranormal activity at Rockwood Mansion?